Hey guys, for this problem we're going to find y prime when y is equal to e to the x cubed times the natural log of x. So the first thing I want to do for this problem is kind of point out which rules I'm going to need in order to find the derivative. So I have two different functions that are being multiplied. So I know that I'm going to need a product rule here. And I know the product rule is when I have two functions multiplied by each other, I have the derivative of the first function times the second function plus the first function times the derivative of the second function. So I'm going to have a product rule that I'm going to have to use. And then I also know that here I could say that I have a function f and then a function g where my function f is equal to e to the x and then my function g is equal to x cubed. So I have a chain rule here. So now looking at this problem, let's take some of the steps of the product rule. So if my first function f is equal to e to the x cubed, and then my second function g is equal to the natural log of x, the derivative of my f function, well, I'm going to have to use the chain rule for this. So I have, and instead of calling these f and g, I'm going to call them h and j, just to make them a little bit easier to follow. So my outside function would be j, and then my inside function would be h. So I have j of h of x. So I'm going to have to take the derivative of my outside function, and I'm multiplying that times the derivative of my inside function. So my outside function would be e to the x. And then my inside function, and the derivative of e to the x is just e to the x. And then the inside function is x cubed. So the derivative of the inside function is 3x squared. So I'm going to have e to the x cubed times 3x squared. And I'm going to take that away just for a little more room. And now my second function, my g function, the derivative of the natural log of x is just 1 over x. So now I'm going to go to my product rule. So I have my f derivative, which is 3x squared times e to the x cubed times my g, which is the natural log of x, plus my f, which is e to the x cubed times 1 over x. And this is what my y prime is equal to. And so now I can simplify this a little bit, and I have 3x squared times e to the x cubed times the natural log of x plus e to the x cubed over x. And so now this form is not really the best form to keep this problem in because it's going to be easier to simplify this a little bit and get a common denominator. So to get a common denominator, I'm just going to multiply everything on this side of the equation by x over x. So I'm going to put that in a different color just to show it's, this is how I'm getting my common denominator. So now I'm going to have y prime is equal to, so x times what I have here would be, I could say that I have 3x cubed times e to the x cubed times the natural log of x, because this x would combine here with this 3x squared, plus e to the x cubed, all divided by x. And then if you were looking at the practice exam, that should be answer choice B, I think. Or I'm sorry, yeah, answer choice B.